Why do Hindus worship idols? To explain and answer this question, I need to tell you a story at first. In 1891, there was a Maharaja of Alwar who was not a believer in idol worship. It was heard that he often made fun of idol worship just to appease Britishers. One day, Dewan of state of Alwar invited Swami Vivekananda to the palace for a discussion on the problems of people with Maharaja. In the meeting, the Maharaja kept on asking questions wanting to divert the discussion from important topics, but Vivekananda kept on replying strictly, sticking to the issue. Just then, Maharaja took a different tack and asked, well, I see all these people worshipping idols, but I don't believe in idol worship. Can you tell me what will happen to me? Vivekananda replied, to each his own belief. And then suddenly, Vivekananda asked for a portrait of Maharaja hanging on the wall to be removed from there and brought it in front of Maharaja. Then Vivekananda asked the minister to come forward and spit on that portrait. Listening to it, the minister shockingly replied, What? What are you saying? How can I spit on the portrait of our Maharaja? Vivekananda replied, It's just a portrait. He is not physically inside that portrait. It cannot move or speak like Maharaja, and yet you are unwilling to spit on this portrait? It's because this portrait reminds you of your Maharaja, and you know that spitting on it would mean insulting your Maharaja. Then Vivekananda turned toward Maharaja and said, Though you are not present inside this portrait, your men feel they will insult you if they spit on it. Then he continued, The king is sitting in front of you in prison. This picture is merely a paper. It doesn't speak, hear, think, or move. But still, you didn't spit because you see a shadow of your king in it. Spitting on it was like spitting on the king itself. This story may or may not be accurate, but it explains the significance of idol worship appropriately. If we follow Swamiji's other texts, the answer will become clearer. He stated, All of you have been taught to believe in an omnipresent God. Try to think of it. How few of you can have any idea of what omnipresence means? If you struggle hard, you will get something like the idea of the ocean, or of the sky, or of a vast stretch of a green earth, or of a desert. All these are material images, and so long as you cannot conceive of the abstract as abstract, of the ideal as the ideal, you will have to resort to these forms, these material images. It doesn't make much difference whether these images are inside or outside the mind. We are all born idolaters, and idolatry is good because it is in the nature of man. Who can get beyond it? Only the perfect man, the God man. The rest are all idolaters. So long as we see the universe before us with its forms and shapes, we are all idolaters. This is a gigantic symbol we are worshipping. He who says that he is the body is a born idolater. We are spirit, a spirit that has no form or shape, a spirit that is infinite and doesn't matter. Therefore, one who cannot grasp the abstract, who cannot think of himself as he is, except in and through matter, as the body, as an idolater. And yet, how people fight among themselves, calling one another idolaters. In other words, each says his idol is right and the others are wrong. Superstition is a great enemy of a man, but bigotry is worse. Why does a Christian go to church? Why is the cross holy? Why is the face turned toward the sky in prayer? Why are there so many images in Catholic Church? Why are there so many images in the minds of Protestants when they pray? My brethren, we can no more think about anything without a mental image than we can live without breathing. By the law of association, the material image calls up the mental idea and vice versa. This is why the Hindu uses an external symbol when he worships. God is a supreme power that is formless and shapeless. The idol is not a replica of God but a physical manifestation of that divine abstract. Symbolism is a common practice in the non religious world. For example, when people pay respect to their national flag, they are not respecting the metal pole with the colored cloth on top, but the flag, which is a physical representation of an abstract notion called country. Concentrating on idols is intended to avoid distractions from the material world. The devotees do not pray to the idol itself, but use it as a medium to concentrate and reach a higher realm. Those were the spiritual and logical explanations of this question. Now we are diving into explanation based on our rituals and beliefs. The worship of Shiva Lingam. Lingam represents Shiva, scientifically defined as formless energy in space-time. Shakti is represented by the base of the lingam, which is the energy in the form such as mass. So it represents the union of Shiva Shakti, which scientifically depicts energy and mass are interconnected and cannot be separated. The worship of Ma Kali. Ma Kali idol is seen as holding Ashur Rakta Bija and Shiva at her mercy. Scientifically, Ma Kali represents the destructive energies of space which destroy multiple creations of stars, galaxies, planets, and even space, is at her mercy. The worship of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu and his 10 avatars are commonly seen worshipped. Scientifically, Vishnu is the preserving energy of the universe, one that saves from destruction and keeps things together in space and on earth, whereas the avatars of Vishnu represent the evolution of humans, where life emerged from the water as fishes to amphibians to smart ones such as Krishna. The worship of Lord Ganesha. Ganesha is the god that represents higher awareness, consciousness, focus, and memory. He encourages people to be focused, intelligent, and aware, and by doing so, they can face all obstacles and negativities in life. Thus, he is also called Chintaharan and Vignaharata, saying that awareness and focus is solution to prevent and come out of all problems. In each deity of Hinduism, there is a message to convey to us. These are just mainstream examples. This single video is not enough to explain idolatry in Hinduism. There are many well-structured, deep explanations available, but discussing these would take days. Therefore, I want to conclude this video with some words of Swami Vivekananda. God is eternal, without any form, omnipresent. To think of him as possessing any form is blasphemy. But the secret of image worship is that you are trying to develop your vision of divinity in one thing. Unity in variety is the plan of nature, and the Hindus have recognized it. Every other religion lays down certain fixed dogmas and tries to force society to adopt them. It places before society only one coat which must fit Jack and John and Henry all alike. If it doesn't fit John or Henry, he must go without a coat to cover his body. The Hindus have discovered that the absolute can only be realized or thought of or stated through the relative and the images. Crosses and crescents are simply so many symbols, so many pegs to hang the spiritual ideas on. It is not that this help is necessary for everyone, but those who do not need it have no right to say that it is wrong, nor is it compulsory in Hinduism. Idolatry in India doesn't mean anything horrible. It is not the mother of harlots. On the other hand, it is the attempt to undeveloped mind to grasp high spiritual truths. Man is to become divine by realizing the divine, Idols or temples or churches or books are only the supports, the helps, or his spiritual childhood, but on he must progress. Therefore, we should get rid of these childish notions. We should get beyond the battle of men who think of that religion is merely a mash of rosy words, that it is only a system of doctrines, to whom religion is only a little intellectual assent or dissent, to whom religion is believing in a certain words which their own priests tell them, to whom religion is something which their forefathers believed, to whom religion is a certain form of ideas and superstitions to which they cling, because they are national superstitions. We should get beyond all these and look at humanity as one vast organism, slowly coming towards light, a wonderful plant slowly unfolding itself to that wonderful truth that is called God. And the first gyrations, the first motions towards this are always through matter and ritual. That is it for today. Subscribe to my channel to get more videos like this. See you in the next video.